creating and notes receivable interest.
Hi, my name is Blair Pettey, and I'm in Speech 102 online, and today I will be discussing how to teach music. There are a few things that can bring any kind of person together. Maybe it's being in the stands cheering for their favorite football team, or in a movie theater sitting at the edge of their seat in suspense on what will happen next. But what always amazes me is no matter how old, where they may be from, or what language that they may speak, music has a connection with everyone. Music is not only a way for musicians to tell a story, but it's also a language. A language written into notes on what is called sheet music. Thanks to sheet music, musicians would not be able to play their instruments without the composers who continue to write this universal language. As a musician myself, I did not realize the importance of reading sheet music and how it is taught until I started teaching myself. Today, we will discuss the history of music, the basics of reading sheet music, and how it is taught for children and therapy. So the history of music, there were 6 time periods that are studied in history. The first one is the Middle Ages, and the Middle Ages was the start of the music in churches. That's when churches became more involved with it, and it's called the Gregorian chant during the Dark Ages. So that is when music was in churches and only stayed in churches and didn't really venture out that much. Then the Renaissance, where music branched out of churches and began to play more secular music, like music you can dance to, or more instrumental that you would see at balls or parties. And then the Baroque age, a time where music really changed. Composers started to branch out with different styles of music, like Bach, who was the greatest composer of his time. Opera was also then founded, and dancing to music became more popular. The next one is the classical period, where the idea of an orchestra symphony was created and composers started to write more elegant music. One of the greatest musicians of his time, and well-known in the classical period is Mozart. The Romantic era, composers started to become more personal in their writings, like telling old tales, heroes from far places, and forbidden love. Then there was the 20th century, which is now, and they began to write traditional sounds and started to try to make more modern styles by using rhythms and use of harmonies. So next, now that we know the history of music, now I want to teach how to read music. So up here on the screen we see a staff, and that is what you'll see on sheet music. And on the staff, as you can tell, there are 5 lines and 4 spaces. Now, on the staff, you will see at the top there's the treble clef. And in the treble clef, on the lines, you will read that there is E, G, B, D, F. And on the spaces, it's F, A, C, E. Then on the bass clef at the bottom, which at the top is used for piano and some string instruments. And then for bass clef, it's also used in piano, but it is also used in some wind instruments as well. And on the line, it is G, B, D, F, A. And then on the space is A, C, E, G. Now, when I learned piano, as a musician I learned funny sayings to help me remember how to read the music on the staff. So for treble clef, I learned for the spaces F, A, C, E, which spells space. And then on the lines, I learned every good boy does fine on the lines. Then for the bass clef, for the spaces, I learned for A, C, E, G, I learned all cows eat grass. And then for the lines, I learned good boys do fine always. So now that we've learned the basics of reading sheet music, I'm going to tell you how music is taught for children. So studies have shown that infants that engage in musical activity as early as 15 months will show improvements on how well they listen. Studies have also shown that if a child takes music lessons, they remember information very well and their behavior in their classroom improves. As far as teaching for therapy, which is next, One of my favorite stories that I truly feel shows how incredible the power of music is the remarkable story of Congresswoman Gabby Gifford. Gifford suffered from a bullet through her brain that put her in a very critical conditions. However, because of music therapy, singing songs, and the feeling of the rhythms in your body, because your body is made out of rhythms, in just 10 months she learned how to speak and how to walk again. In conclusion, we have discussed the history of music, the basics of reading sheet music, and how music is taught for children in therapy. I hope you have learned a little more about the universal language that is music. I know that if I didn't, I wouldn't be the musician or the person I am today. Thank you.